Enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You'll never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts. Just beware of the thorns.
Hello YouTube, how you doing? First thing I want to talk about is if you guys have any questions or suggestions, let me know. Let me know if you like the reactions I do. Some of them I like doing. Some of them are just weird to me, like that Mr. Beast one. I know he was just more or less having fun. But so if I do reactions, I want them to be more realistic, If you're new here, subscribe, share, comment. I always like hearing from you guys. And as I said, tell me what you'd like me to react to. I know somebody said something about cooking. And if I do a cooking one, I want it to be a good one, not just burritos or something. Really burritos and nachos and things like that's all I really did. Once in a while pizza. But anyway, I'm going to tell a story today about Ray. I might tell another story about another guy. It depends on how long this is. But I met Ray in South Central Correctional Center. He's from St. Louis. Can't remember what part of St. Louis is. More like a suburb area. So it really wasn't like St. Louis, but he said St. Louis. It's like Collinsville or something like that. Don't even know where that's at, so I don't know nothing about it. Maybe some of you guys are from there or around there or know where it's at, I know nothing about it. But I didn't know. I just knew that Ray was in on a first degree. I think it was first degree. Yeah, it was first degree because he had 2 life sentences. But I didn't know the details of it, And but anyway, I met him one day when I was working out, and my workout partner went to the hole, and he was working out with some other guy. Anyway, we ended up working out together. He wanted to use the same machine I was using. I said, "You don't have to wait. You can get in with me. It's just me." And so that's how we got to know one another. We started working out. The thing about Ray and him working out is he had extremely strong legs. So he could squat a whole bunch. And he seemed to think that if he could do it, anybody else could do it. Well, everybody has their strong areas. Mine was my back. I had a good strong back, and he couldn't do as many pull-ups as I could. This other guy that ended up working out with us was shorter, but he was good with bench. And Ray claimed the reason he was good with the bench is he had short arms and didn't have to push it as far. That has nothing to do with it. And I argued with him about this. But he got mad at us one day because we couldn't squat what he did. And he goes, "I don't understand why you guys can't do it." I said, "How come you can't do as many pull-ups as I can, or as the back work I do? It's the same principle." He goes, "Yeah, but it's just legs." He goes, "90% of it's in your mind." I said, "I agree with that." But I went over and I put all the weights on the squat. I said, "Squat it. It's 90% of your mind." Well, he gets all upset, But we worked in the kitchen, and at that time, this is before I got a recreation job, and I worked in the prep room, which meant we cut the meat and everything. We usually got out of there early, and he wanted a job back there, and so I ended up getting him a job back there. And I did a video on this, when we get done, we got to clean everything. I mean, we have to clean the counter, we have to clean the slicer, everything. We have to, it's got to be spotless. And so they let us out to get cleaning supplies, and I went and I asked the square cook, about getting. She couldn't find the cleaning supplies she wanted us to use for the floor, and so she said, just use this bleach. What I did not know is that Ray had went out and got some window cleaner, and he was going to use it. He threw that all down on the floor, and he was going to mop it up. Window cleaner. Why would you put window cleaner on the floor? But anyway, I'm not even sure if it would clean the floor, but it's for windows, But anyway, I come in there, and I start throwing this bleach down. It was Ray and one other guy, and the floor just starts smoking. And I said, what's going on? He goes, I put window cleaner down. I said, well, why did you do that? I made a video on this somewhere or another. I talked about this in some other video. He goes, why would you put bleach down? Anyway, they get to banging on the door, and I get to laughing at these guys, Here's guys in here for murder, 1st degree, and they're yelling. They're scared. So I'm finding it funny. And Ray looks at me and he goes, what's so funny? You SOB, you done killed us all. Well, that just makes me laugh harder. Well, finally, they come and let us out. Because, we're in a room locked away from the rest of the kitchen workers because there's knives and everything else back there. So, they come and let us out. And Ray gets out there telling people, Harvey was in there laughing like the madman, and they said, well, what happened? And so he explained it, and they're looking at him crazy. You don't put window cleaner on the floor. And he goes, well, you don't put bleach either. They said, bleach makes more sense than window cleaner. And so anyway, he was kind of, he really wasn't upset. He just thought that I'd lost my mind there for a minute. But he was trying to explain his side to people and how I was wrong, and they're saying, no, you're the one that put window cleaner down. You might have seen pictures of him. There's a picture of a bunch of us posted, and he's the one wearing an army shirt. Anyway, we ended up getting a job, all of us, well, me and Ray and a couple others we knew, we ended up getting put in the warehouse, food service warehouse. This is where we unload the trucks and stuff, because everybody back there got fired. And that's the thing about that job. Everybody wants that job, so they try to get people fired back there. People write little kites, making up stuff just to try to get people fired, and it usually works. So I really wasn't. I liked the perks of working back there. We got out even earlier, and sometimes we'd bring back food. Our boss would just turn his head, and let us do it, And one day, Ray was the one that took care of the books. And one day he says, I can't believe this person is spending $3,000 a year on beets. Nobody eats that. So the food service manager came back there. He's over all the kitchen, warehouse, food service warehouse, and the food, kitchen. He comes back there and Ray tells him, well, you could save money by getting rid of these beets. $3,000, nobody eats them. He goes, well, some people do eat them, and he said, besides, it's not up to me, it's up to, Jeff City, the people that's above me. That takes care of you guys' diet. I said, oh yeah, you mean the 2,000 calorie a day diet that you might get 2,000 if you eat everything on your plate, and nobody does? You know, is that the diet you're talking about? And he said, I don't want no lip from you, you know. But he was kind of laughing. Anyway, somebody set me up. We all went out front. We was getting ready to leave, and I had my shirt and coat there, and somebody called me back into the kitchen. I think it was a CO or something, or maybe it was my boss. But anyway, I go back there. While I was back there, somebody had slipped some ground beef, 8 ounces of ground beef. Let me tell you something. If I'm going to steal ground beef from the kitchen, it's going to be more than 8 ounces. I can tell you that right now. But anyway, somebody did that, and so I ended up going to the hole for it. And while I was in the hole, they tried to get the rest of the crew back there kicked out, and they did. But instead of them going to the hole, they had to switch places with some recreation workers. So when I come out of the hole, everybody knew that was in the food service warehouse, they was in the recreation. And Ray said, man, this is a better job, it's better perks. You know, heck with that food service warehouse, you know. And I said, well, they banned me from the kitchen anyway, you know, in the warehouse. And he goes, good job up here. So he talks to John Rogers, who ran recreation at the time, and he got me a job there. And so then, you know, we could work out whenever we wanted. I mean, we was out all day long. You know, it was better. It didn't get paid a lot. It wasn't no perks in eating or anything, but I think I ended up getting paid $20 a month, and sometimes a little extra. If they had these games, tournaments they'd have each month, certain games. And if you win one of those, they put a few more bucks on your account, you know. But it was just fun being able to work out when I wanted to, and the job was gravy. It was almost nothing really, and sometimes bored up there. And I got to talk to people I knew from other houses. Well, the problem with Ray was he got a lot of money in, you know, he had money. And he always was going to see the dope man. And here's what I want to tell you guys. Stay away from the dope man. Even Ray, who had money coming in, got in a wreck once. Was barely able to get out of that one. His money got there just in time. But it was late coming, you know. So, you know, you stay away from the gambling, dope man, and all that if you ever go to prison. Hope none of you go to prison. But, yeah, you don't want to get involved in that. And then Ray, I told you he had 2 lives. And he tells me something about getting one of them taken back. You know, he's something was going on. And he did end up getting one taken away, you know. But he still had another one to do. So, he disappears. I think he went to SCCC, you know, Jefferson City Correctional Center, or the New Walls as they call it. Although it has no walls around it. It's nothing but a fence, and it's over there right below Algoa. If you're on the top of if you're in Algoa, you can look down and see it. That's how close they are. And so he went to Jefferson City, and that's the last I saw him. So I get out, and, you know, I asked people that I'm still in contact with, you guys ever hear from Ray? They said, no. And I said, well, he still had that one life to do, didn't he? And they said, yeah. And I said, And he came in the way after I did, so he should still be in the system. So I tried looking him up. I know I spelled his name right. And I'm seeing his name, but it's like old people, you know, and they're from St. Louis. And one of them doesn't even look like him. It's about his age, but doesn't look like him at all, you know. And so I don't know where he's at. You know, he's not in the system, and I can't find him out here on the streets, you know. So I don't know what happened to him, where he's at, or anything. Maybe he overdosed or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's the story of Ray, and I just want. But every time I think about, another thing. I'm kind of mad about this, but ain't nothing I can do about it now. When I was looking him up, somebody else started helping me, and they said, "Do you know what his charges were?" And I said, "What?" They said, he robbed an old woman and an old man and killed him. And is over dope again. And I mean, if I knew that back then, I probably wouldn't have messed with him, you know. But and these weren't like old people that were involved in drugs or anything like that. He did just found a couple, and I guess he thought he was burglarizing them, and they was home, and so he ends up getting mad at them and killing them. And so I wish I had never got to know him, you know. So kind of makes me want to think, you know, just because you this is just my opinion, just because you have don't have a messed up case doesn't mean it's not messed up in a different way, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, and I'm going to start doing more of these individuals that I got to know in prison, and but I got sidetracked because people want me to do different videos on different things, and I still want you guys to tell me what you want me to do. And so you know, I'll react to anything. You know, I'll do reactions, I'll do videos on any topic you want me to, even if it's one that I've already done, I might go over it again. So thank you for watching. You guys are awesome, and see you next time. Bye.